Well, it's Thursday, the sun is out, the temperatures are above freezing, and the snow is finally melting, thank goodness. And now we have another unboxing to perform. Let's see if this one made it in transit okay. Really do need to get a new blade for this thing. Yeah, that ain't much packing material. Shoebox top. Yep, another GE clock radio. Had this been a Bakelite radio, I don't think it would have survived. That was really not a very good packing job there. Over the years, I've found that a lot of eBay sellers don't pay close enough attention to their packing, especially on cheap items. And this was a $3 radio, so I guess he didn't feel the need to go all out on the packing job. But it appears to have arrived undamaged, so let's take it in here and analyze it. Okay, on the left is a 66 GE clock radio. You've seen this in another video. This is a little 5-tube set. And on the right, the radio we just received is the solid state version. I don't know how old this one is yet until I open it up and try to find some date codes, but as far as the cabinet, they're essentially the same on the outside except for a few minor cosmetic differences. Only this one's tube, this one's solid state. Now they claim this radio works. Let's see if they were correct. Okay, it does work. That's the weak station about 35 miles away.
Eventually you have to have somebody at your house and they do measurements and sell you things, and that's...
Would you like to just say your piece now?
I would like to be rock.
Well, this is what you do. You cut this off mail to him. I want a decent nation for my children and
don't know what station that is.
Lord Chief Justices of this world,
Got a little squealing going on, which may be an indication of some failing capacitors. Volume control is a little scratchy.
And we will have a spiritual witness together who we are.
Using a weapon of mass destruction.
Come on.
I'm sure.
Great.
There's a WHOC out of Philadelphia, Mississippi that's very hard to pick up. So this is a fairly sensitive little radio. Now let's open it up and see what the inside looks like. Here's the back of the radio. This used to contain the model information, but those labels are bad about fading on GE radios, and this one is no exception. And here's the chassis. This is a power transformerless radio. They use high voltage derived from the AC line for the audio output stage, and then they take a dropping resistor to drop the high voltage down to a lower voltage for the signal stages. Okay, it looks like what date codes I'm finding are very late 1967, early 68, so this radio is likely from 1968, which sounds about right. Okay, I've replaced all of these old electrolytic capacitors. turned it on and the unthinkable happened. Now the reception is very crappy. Basically all I'm picking up now is one station, very faintly. So now we have to check and see if the cause is due to some part that just happened to fail, or is this due to something that I did. I believe I found the trouble. This 2.2 k ohm resistor was all laying over, and when I moved it, it was obvious one of the leads had snapped off at some point. Now we'll have to replace this resistor since the lead snapped off right at the resistor body and there's no saving it. But hopefully that's all that's wrong with it. And just for the heck of it, testing this old resistor on the meter. It's supposed to be 2.2 k, it's reading 3.1 k, so it is out of tolerance. But it wouldn't matter one way or another since the lead is broken off right at the body of the part. It's going to have to be replaced.
Judge Alisafo.
Well, it looks like that did it.
28 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that's a relief. Okay, here we are back together.
And help them to become more than this false caricature of a conservative. Strategy that are trying to push.
The Nanjing, Jiangsu province in China has changed its which means it's more.
Okay. There we go. Ought to be good for another 40 plus years. And analyzing the old capacitors, these 200 microfarad caps test around 150, so they probably are on the way to being out of tolerance. These other capacitors are still in pretty good shape, but you know they're cheap enough, and I have plenty of them on hand, so might as well go ahead and replace them. And just for comparison purposes, here's the inside of the tube version of this GE clock radio. And just for comparison, here's the tube clock radio. Sensitivity-wise, it seems to be about the same as or possibly a little better than the transistor version.
Like that singers use now? We do? It's a great time, too. Dubby's Ragin' Cajun.
I believe the audio quality is a little better, too.
Please don't till I'm through. I hate to do. We've been meeting.
There's the solid state version.
I guess what we done.
Yeah, so I guess they're about the same. Okay, there you go. My 1968 solid state GE clock radio compared to the 1966 tube version. Okay, thanks for watching and more to come later.